America, the land of freedom, the land of opportunity. For generations, the American dream promised something simple. Work hard, and one day you'll succeed. A house, a stable job, a brighter future than the past. But today, millions are asking a painful question. Was the American dream just a dream? For decades, America was the engine of hope. After World War II, the United States became the richest nation in history. A factory worker could afford a home. A single income could support an entire family. The middle class didn't just grow. It exploded. Hollywood sold the dream to the world. Big cars, beautiful homes, endless opportunity. But beneath that shining image, something darker was quietly growing. While veterans returned to parades and new suburbs, entire neighborhoods were being redlined. While families bought their first televisions, factories began planning their escape to cheaper labor overseas. The cracks appeared early, but no one wanted to look. Today, millions of Americans work harder than ever before, yet struggle just to survive. Rent has exploded. Healthcare has become a luxury. Education has turned into lifelong debt. In major cities, even people with full-time jobs cannot afford housing. Teachers, nurses, truck drivers, the backbone of the economy now lives paycheck to paycheck. 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and still, it isn't enough. 1 missed paycheck means eviction. 1 hospital bill means bankruptcy. The safety net has rusted through. Food banks report record lines. Eviction courts are overwhelmed. And every month, another record is broken. For how many Americans cannot afford a $400 emergency? This is not a collapse. This is a slow, grinding erosion. For young Americans, the dream begins with education. But education comes at a terrifying price. Students borrow tens of thousands of dollars, believing a degree guarantees success. Instead, many graduate into a financial prison, debt that follows them for decades. They delay marriage. They postpone children. They rent apartments they will never own. They were told, go to college and your future is secure. But for many, the future became a gilded cage with no key. Student loan debt now exceeds credit card debt and auto loan debt combined. Millions are paying more each month on interest than on the principal. Some have paid for a decade and owe more than when they started, and the interest does not sleep. Nowhere is the collapse of the dream more visible than on America's streets. In the richest cities on earth, thousands sleep outside. Luxury apartments tower above homeless camps. Silicon Valley billionaires look down on veterans searching trash cans for food. This is not a third world country. This is modern America. And the crisis is growing. Families, veterans, even employed Americans are becoming homeless. The causes are debated. Drugs, policy, housing prices, mental health systems that were dismantled decades ago. But for the people living through it, the cause matters less than surviving the night. A mother with a full-time job sleeps in her car because no apartment within 50 miles costs less than her entire monthly salary. A construction worker showers at the gym and parks behind a Walmart because the wait list for subsidized housing is 3 years long. This is invisible poverty, but it is everywhere. America has more technology and more wealth than ever before. Yet loneliness is spreading like a virus. Depression and anxiety are rising across every age group. Social media promised connection. Instead, it delivered isolation. Burnout has become the national baseline. Stress is constant. Young Americans report feeling hopeless about the future. Not lazy, not broken, just hopeless. Behind smiling Instagram photos, the millions are silently drowning. The average American spends more than 7 hours a day looking at a screen. Friendships have become likes. Conversations have become comments. And the more connected we claim to be, the more alone we actually feel. Suicide rates have climbed every year for nearly 2 decades, and no algorithm has an answer. At the same time, America's wealthiest citizens are becoming richer than ever. Tech billionaires build underground bunkers. Corporations report record profits. Meanwhile, workers fight for $15 an hour just to eat. The gap between rich and poor is no longer a gap. It is a chasm. Experts warn we are entering an age of inequality, unseen since the Gilded Age. A country where opportunity exists, but only for a shrinking few. The ladder has been pulled up, In the 1970s, a CEO earned about 30 times what the average worker earned. Today, that same CEO earns nearly 300 times more. Not because workers produce less, because the rules have been rewritten. Union membership has collapsed, wages have stagnated for 40 years, and the cost of everything that matters, housing, healthcare, education, has soared. The American dream hasn't disappeared completely. For the top 10%, it still glows. But for the millions in the middle, the rules have changed. Hard work no longer guarantees stability. An entire generation feels betrayed. They followed the system. They worked hard, they studied, they sacrificed, and still they cannot afford the life their parents had at 30. The dream became more expensive, more competitive, more unreachable. It wasn't laziness that broke them, it was math. A minimum wage job in 1970 could support a family of 3. Today, the same job, adjusted for inflation, cannot cover a one-bedroom apartment in any major American city. The math simply does not work. Yet, people still come to America. They still search for hope, because dreams are stubborn things. Every year, thousands of immigrants risk everything to cross borders and oceans. They sleep in deserts, they float on rafts, they pay smugglers with savings accumulated over a lifetime. They come because even a broken dream in America still looks brighter than no dream at all. And perhaps that is the true story of America. Not perfection, not total failure, but a constant war between promise and reality. The American dream inspired generations. It built highways, sent men to the moon, created art that moved the world. But today, the question remains, can the dream survive in a country where survival itself is becoming a luxury? Or has the dream transformed into something else? A beautiful lie, a hologram, something only a few can reach, while millions are left chasing shadows in the dark. This is not the America shown in commercials. This is the America hidden behind the lights. The America of rising debt, broken systems, and unanswered questions. This is the America where a nurse works 2 jobs and still needs food stamps, where a veteran who served 2 tours sleeps under a bridge near the Capitol, where a young couple with 2 degrees and 3 jobs cannot afford a down payment on a starter home. This is the America where hope goes to die slowly, not in a single dramatic moment, but in 10,000 small cuts. Rent increases, denied claims, overdraft fees, shift cuts, interest accrual, death by 1,000 paper cuts, all while the billboards still promise paradise. Some will say this is just the price of progress. Others will blame lazy workers or greedy corporations or broken government. But blaming does not warm a cold apartment, does not fill an empty refrigerator, does not silence the collection calls. The dream is not dead, but it is bleeding. And the question that remains for every American listening is not whether the dream was real. The question is, what happens when an entire generation stops believing? What happens when hard work is no longer enough and the system offers no apology and no solution? History offers answers, but none of them are comfortable. This is the dark side of the American dream.